I'm attempting to close 7 accounts that I've had with them since 2012 based on the fact that they are going cashless in certain branches.
No more cash withdrawals at the banks? Is this really happening? Yes, it's already started. Big question is, how will this affect you? How will this affect 2023? Is it going to be an SHTF 2023? We've got more concerning news with China, and what's about to happen is about to skyrocket inflation. And what's next? Information you should be aware of coming right up. If you guys are brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where you can find prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and more importantly, news that will affect you. If you happen to find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Okay guys, I'm gonna try to cover this as quick as possible, but we've got a lot going on. We've got China making deals, which is making the US currency plummet. We've got major banking warnings of second wave deposit outflows coming. We've got reports on more than just the yuan, China. And when it comes to China, we're not just talking about the yuan, we're talking about multiple countries. A whole set of national currencies attempting to deep six the United States currency for dominance. And you guys thought inflation was bad already? If this type of stuff continues, it's about ready to skyrocket. Now we can all agree that the erosion of the dollar has been on the increase. The value of our dollar is just on a steep downhill slide. So when it comes to oil and fuel, the USA has reserved that currency for a long time, but it looks like it's coming to a quick end. With as many people that just don't buy it, it's happening. It's unfolding right now before our eyes. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys thought inflation was bad already, when everybody starts sending the dollars back to the United States because they can no longer sit on it, you'll see inflation go through the roof. Now, if you've paid attention in history, you've known that the dollar has been force-fed and demanded to be used across the board globally. But we've got multiple countries that are ditching the dollar. So a lot of people are saying the politicians, they know about it. Are they doing anything to stop it? They're not. And is there anything they could do? I don't think so. China and Brazil have just struck a deal to ditch the American dollar. Some people think that this is a much bigger picture that's been unfolding for a long time. A world stage picture, like they know what's going on. And this is all unfolding on purpose. Guess who else joined China? Saudi Arabia. Now that's our big playing card. If you've been paying attention, that's our big playing card. And now that they're going to Saudi Arabia, and this is a big deal, is China playing peacemaker, where Russia is part of this deal too. So while we've got Biden playing games against Trump, guess who's going around the world striking all these huge deals? China. China making peace deals with Iran, Saudi Arabia, Russia. Can you see what possibly is unfolding here? And what happens when all of this unfolds? Precious metals are going to go to the moon and they're not going to come back down. A lot of people predicting gold, silver, precious metals are going to be astronomical because that's what always holds value. Unless things get so crazy to the point where you can't eat precious metals and you can't barter precious metals when everyone else wants food or super necessity type stuff. So up until things getting that nasty, the stuff that's going to hold the most value is most likely going to be gold, silver, and precious metals. Like I said, many people predicting this value of this stuff globally to go to the moon and never come back down. Now, before we dive into the banks no longer allowing you to take cash out, remember, if you guys happen to have an IRA or some type of retirement account that relies on the American dollar, you might want to wake up and figure out if that's going to be a good long-term game. Because if all of this unfolds, the value of our money is going to continually drop. Inflation is going to go through the roof. Our money won't be worth too much. So some people are writing in saying people sitting on stacks of cash will have a certain timeline to turn that in for value before it's completely gone at all. Because for most of you guys that haven't been paying attention or haven't been getting the memo, we're going to be quickly moving into the digital dollar very, very fast. And this isn't for everyone, but for those of you out there that are questioning Your money, your long-term money sitting in the bank, this is the reason why a lot of people are turning to precious metals, silver and gold with their retirements. That's why I took the sponsor Genesis Gold Group. They're a good outfit. And with a free phone call, they're educating you on what your options are for the upcoming future. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. Those guys know what they're talking about. I'm just over here reading the writing on the wall. So if that's you and you want to learn a little bit more about options with gold, silver, precious metals that can actually be sent to your house, be sure to give Genesis Gold Group a call and let them know Riverside Homestead sent you. You guys have probably been hearing about some predictions about a lot unfolding here in the next 30 days. That's going to change how everything works when it comes to our currency. And it's already starting. Let's talk about this rumor that's going around about cash withdrawal and withdrawal limits coming to the United States. Where's this all coming from? Well, we've got almost 200 countries, 167 in fact, that have already started implementing this. And a lot of financial guys have been warning this is coming, and it's unfolding. It's even unfolding in Australia. We've got Christopher writing in, major Australian bank to end cash withdrawals from its branches as the end of paper notes looms. ANZ Bank is stripping back some of its services. Some banks will no longer carry physical cash. ANZ said only 8% of customers use banks. And he also adds BRICS. I think Saudi Arabia is now joined the de-dollarization movement. And that, in fact, is also another concern. Right here, Donovan on Twitter shows ANZ Bank moving towards cashless society. We are living in the end times, he states. Right here from the Daily Mail article, it says major Australian bank to end cash withdrawals from its branches as the end of paper notes looms. And let's hear it from somebody from Australia themselves.
So just left my ANZ bank where I'm attempting to close 7 accounts that I've had with them since 2012 based on the fact that they are going cashless in certain branches. I've already withdrawn most of the money that I have in these accounts, which are children's trust funds, savings accounts and everything else. And they've just told me in the branch that I can't actually officially sign off and close my accounts today, that I have to make an appointment and come back tomorrow. So bye-bye ANZ. When your banks go cashless, you need to vote with your feet.
You see what I'm saying? Now here's what happens. When you've got 167 countries already implementing this, what happens is other countries start watching what's going on. And they're like, they started controlling their people with their money. They're getting away with it. I think we could do that too. And we know what the end goal is, full control. And what happens when a United States bank starts implementing this type of thing? They've already made it really difficult to pull out cash. Now you have to make an appointment in most places, especially if it's a larger amount. And they have rules and regulations on how quick you can get your own money out of your own account. I've went through the process. I know you have to make an appointment. They have to approve the appointment, then they have to approve the withdrawal, and it takes time to get your own money because a lot of times the banks don't have the physical cash in their bank to give to you. That's right. They got to move stuff around, get it in, make sure that they've got it available to give to you, move a bunch of numbers around. Trust me, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous when you can't get your own money. But like I said, I was watching the Economic Ninja. He did a good video live stream, in fact, I think earlier today on this exact thing. And it was a very good live stream. And he even mentioned that it's going to start with like $5,000. They're going to be like, okay, you can pull out $5,000. That's the limit. And then what happens when everyone starts pulling out $5,000? Well, they're going to have to quail a bank run. And when everyone's doing it, they're going to knock it down to $3,000. The word's going to go out on the street about that. Then they're going to knock it down to $2,000, $1,000. That's just the sad reality of how the real thing will roll out. So do you guys need to be concerned about being able to pull your cash out in the United States? Yeah, I would say that almost 100%, in my opinion, with all the research that I do, it's coming. Trust me, they want to quickly roll out this digital currency. It ain't going to be the digital dollar. It's going to be digital currency. And it's going to be a lot more messed up than you think. Let me give you a couple other really good articles that were sent to me. Jack writes in and says, France buys 65,000 tons of LNG from China in the first ever yuan-denominated trade. Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that correctly? France buys 65,000 tons of LNG from China in the first ever yuan-dominated trade. You can read about it right here in this article, NC Renegades. They did a little sub-story from Reuters. China completes its first yuan settling LNG trade, and it's with France, guys. And I haven't done a video on it, but you should see what's going on over there in France. There is some craziness going on right now. I've never seen so many people in the streets. It says the trade involved around 65,000 tons of LNG imported from the United Arab Emirates, I think it's called, because China will never admit that it is re-exporting Russian LNG, even though it now does it all the time. The Shanghai Petroleum and Natural Gas Exchange added. So as you can see, a lot of fishy things skirt-tailing around the United States and what we thought we used to control. Here's another crazy article. Banking sector warns Barclays sees second wave of deposit outflows coming. And Kitco News states in this article, we think that the first wave of outflows may be nearly over, but the recent tumult regarding deposit safety may have awakened sleepy depositors and started what we believe will be a second wave of deposit departures, with balances moving into money market funds. And this is all after seeing the whole thing happen with the Silicon Bank. So when I'm urging you guys to pay attention to all this stuff that's shaking and moving, it definitely is. That article I referenced earlier on, not by yuan alone, whole set of nation currencies to deep six US dollar dominance. So they're ganging up, guys. They're ganging up on this big movement to take out the big powerhouse that was once in control out of control. Like I said, lots of people talking about this is a much bigger thing that's been unfolding for a while now and at play. And this has to do with the control of one umbrella. In this article, it also says the internalization of China's yuan is gaining momentum as Russia is set to use the currency in settlements with other world economies, while Brazil and China are ditching the dollar in bilateral trade. What does the trend spell for the greenback's dominance? Well, I can tell you right now what it's spelling to me is bye-bye greenbacks. And I'll leave links to these articles down in the comments below. Remember, guys, if you have money floating in some type of a retirement thing, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a hold of Genesis Gold Group in case that's something that you're considering. And for those of you that is not the option you want to take, definitely consider all of this news because things are changing quickly. I'm hoping it doesn't get too crazy, but we all have to be bracing and prepared for a big movement, a big difference than what we're normally used to. Like I said, a lot of people are theorizing that it's coming quick, like within 30 days. I don't know if that's true or not, but I can tell you what, we're gonna find out. Anyway, guys, I got a good group of folks here in our community that have been sending me emails, updates. It's definitely helping me on all of my research end. You guys are doing a great job keeping me up to date. And for the rest of the community, as I know more, I will keep you guys up to date. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.